Hi there, my name is Grace, and my story animated will give $1,000 to one lucky person who subscribes in the next 7 days. Tell your friends, your sister, brother, and mom to subscribe now. Let's start my story. My mom was the head of a big tech company, and all she wanted was one perfect daughter to take over her business someday. So when I was born, she held me close and said, "Oh my God. She's so pretty. I'm the luckiest mom in the world." She was so happy that she gifted cars to all her employees. But a few months later, she discovered something that turned her love into hatred for me. I was diagnosed with a medical condition called alopecia universalis congenita. I could never grow a hair on my body, not even my head. Mom went ballistic when she learned this. "This girl's a freak. She can't be my daughter." She even took back the cars she gifted to her employees and wanted me to stay out of her sight. But Dad left his job to stay home with me full-time, and he completely adored me. When I was turning 4, I asked Dad to throw me a Mickey Mouse-themed birthday party. "Honey, your mom will go nuts if I suggest this." "But Dad, she'll go nuts only if she finds out. We can have the party when she's away." After a week, Mom did leave for a business trip, and Dad arranged for the best party ever. Just as I was about to blow the candles, Mom barged in. "So you were just waiting for me to leave, huh?" She swept the cake off the table and sent it flying into the wall. "What's there to celebrate about her? She can't even grow eyelashes." "Well, how was that my fault?" Later that night, I snuck cat poop from the litter into all her designer shoes. Her screams the next day made me dance with joy. But then she did something that really crossed the line. One day, when I was 5, I saw a long line of people standing outside, each one with a girl my age. When I ran to my parents and told them, Mom got up from the table. "Oh good, the adoption people are here." "What adoption? What are you talking about?" "I contacted different adoption agencies to bring me the best girls. I need a daughter with hair to represent my company one day." I stared at her and blinked away angry tears. But Dad really lost it. He threatened to leave Mom if she didn't send all those people away instantly. Reluctantly, she did, but the whole thing made me so mad. I ran to my room and broke the frame that had a picture of Mom holding me as a baby. When I turned 6, I was all excited to finally join school, but of course, Mom threw a tantrum. "She's not going anywhere looking like that. I have a reputation to maintain." "Fine, Mom. I won't be going out looking like that." I made Dad take me to the mall to buy a wig and fake eyelashes, and then I made him draw eyebrows on my face. I looked perfect. Mom was still super annoyed when she saw me, but Dad marched me off to school to get me enrolled right away. It took me 2 hours to get ready for school every day, but I was loving it, especially since all the kids and teachers thought I was really pretty. On Mother's Day, everyone's moms came to school except mine and another girl's. She told me her name was Charlotte, and she didn't have a mom. I told her mine was too busy for me, and we became best friends that day. But I didn't tell her my secret. I was too afraid that she'd think I was a freak too. Once in 5th grade, I was helping Charlotte with some math homework in my room when Mom walked in. It was her first time seeing Charlotte, and she was awestruck. "You're such a beautiful child. I wish you were my daughter. If you want, I can adopt you." Charlotte looked freaked out, and I took her away immediately. "What was your mom talking about? You're the prettiest girl I've ever met. Even your grades are way better than mine." "Oh, Mom's just a little crazy. Maybe she didn't take her brain medicine today." After that, I only invited her when I was sure Mom was away. I managed to keep my secret well guarded, and by the time we reached 9th grade, I was one of the popular kids in school. I often wondered if people would be as friendly if they knew the truth about me. One day at lunch, a group of cheerleaders came over and invited me to a grand pool party. "Yeah, sure. Me and Charlotte will be..." "No, ew. Not Charlotte, just you. It's a party exclusively for the cool kids." Charlotte turned really red and was about to leave, but I turned to the cheerleaders and said, Sorry, but if my BFF isn't coming, I'm not either. Okay, fine. She can come. Whatever. On the day of the party, I was surrounded by a group of boys when suddenly Charlotte came running excitedly and pulled me aside. You remember I told you about my crush? That new boy in my French class? He's here. How do I look? OMG, he's coming this way, Grace. He's coming to talk to me. What do I say? Before I could think of a reply, the boy was already standing beside us. But instead of talking to Charlotte, he turned to me. Hey, I'm Daniel. You're Grace, right? I've seen you around school a lot, and I think you're really pretty. Would you like to dance with me? I wanted the ground to open up and swallow me. It felt so awkward. I couldn't even look at Charlotte's face. But then suddenly, Charlotte viciously pushed Daniel aside and glared at me. Seriously? You're such a witch. You're not even perfect, so stop acting like you are. Yeah, your mom told me your little secret a long time ago. And with that, Charlotte pushed me into the pool. As I sputtered and rose to the surface, I realized my wig had come off and was floating next to me. I touched my face to see streaks of makeup on my fingers. And then I saw everyone standing frozen in their spots, staring at me. OMG, she has no hair. What a weirdo. Look at her. She looks like Voldemort with a nose. Oh, really? How about I punch your face and turn you into Voldemort without the nose? Daniel pushed those jerks aside and jumped into the water to help me out. Are you okay? I felt shocked and humiliated. As my eyes met Charlotte's, I saw complete hatred on her face. She turned around and walked away. I burst into tears and ran away from there. I couldn't believe my best friend would do this to me. When I got home, I locked myself inside my room. For days, I didn't step out. I didn't know how I would face anyone in school again. One night, Dad knocked on my door and sat down next to me. Sweetheart, you can't hide forever. You have to go back to school. You didn't see the looks on their faces or hear the things they were saying about me. I'm a freak, Dad. Mom was right all along. No, she's not. You're beautiful. And more importantly, you're smart and kind. I'm sure your classmates were just surprised to see you that way. Trust me, when you get back, it won't make any difference to those kids who've always admired you. Well, I made a big mistake of trusting Dad, and it turns out he doesn't know the first thing about high school. My popularity had tanked to rock bottom. I could hear everyone whispering and snickering behind my back. No one was inviting me to any parties anymore. One day, I walked to my locker to find a poster of E.T. stuck to it with the words, "Go back to your planet, Grace." And Charlotte, well, she had some newfound confidence after being a complete snake. She was wearing new clothes and shoes every day and had a flock of girls around her. She completely ignored me, and I couldn't stand her face anyway, which is why I was horrified when I walked into my lounge one day to find her and Mom laughing and drinking tea. What is this witch doing here? That's no way to talk to my best friend. Your father really didn't teach you any manners. Your best friend? Grace, I really have to start thinking about who's going to be the face of my company one day. I mean, just look at that beautiful dark hair. Plus, Charlotte and I have always had a lot in common. Yeah, you're right about that, Mom. You're both awful people. And with that, I stormed off. A few weeks later, I was walking back from school when an older girl caught up with me. Ugh, maybe some bully from school. Hey, slow down. I want to talk. If you want to make fun of me, save yourself the trouble. I know I'm a hairless freak, okay? Wait, really? I knew you were my half-sister, but I didn't know we had the same problem. I turned around in shock. Wait, my what? She slowly took off her wig, and she was completely bald. She then went on to tell me the most shocking thing ever. Our mom. She left me with Dad when I was just a baby. My dad was poor, and she married yours for his money. I've been searching for her, just so I can look her in the eye once and tell her that she's a terrible mother. My head was spinning. This couldn't be true. But then she did look like me. So, I'm just supposed to believe you? Just like that? No. That's why I have a picture of my birth certificate. And she showed me that on her phone. Sure enough, Mom's name was there. Come with me. When we got home, we walked straight into the dining room to find Mom and Dad there. And I told them everything. Mom looked horrified, while Dad was stunned. You were married before? And you abandoned a child? And married me for money? And I made you the head of my company? That's it. I'm divorcing you. And I'll make sure you don't get a single penny. Leave my house. Now. Mom begged and cried, but none of us felt sorry for her. She packed her bags and left weeping. Just as she was driving out, Charlotte turned up. But Mom didn't even bother to stop for her. She's gone for good, Charlotte, and she doesn't care about you. You should go too. Charlotte suddenly turned to me with a desperate face. Please, forgive me, Grace. You're the only friend I've ever had. I'm really sorry for what I did. I just got jealous of how perfect you always were. All my hurt and anger bubbled over. Perfect? Do you think my life has been perfect with this condition? My own mom has always hated me. I didn't tell you my best friend because I thought you might reject me too. But you did something even worse. You betrayed me. Just leave my life. She turned around and left crying, and I never saw her again. That's because I decided to transfer to a new high school. I needed a fresh start. My half-sister Bella and I kept in touch after she left, and we grew quite close. That year on Christmas, she invited me and Dad for a family dinner. When I got there, I was shocked to see Bella walking around and greeting all the guests without a wig. And I had to admit, she looked really good. A little girl came up to me and said, "Are you my cousin Bella's sister? Are you special like her?" I smiled. Yes, I am. And from that day, I started to feel more comfortable with my condition. Sure, I still wore wigs and eyelashes in public, but I didn't feel the need to keep it a secret from my friends, or from anyone really. Oh, and about Daniel? We're dating, and I go out without my wig sometimes, and he loves me the way I am. And I love myself even more now.